Hello, everyone. My name is Matt Rednauer, and I'm the co-chair for the sponsorship committee with Great River Human Resources. And today I have the privilege of speaking with Kelly Carnes, who is the Director of Human Resources at RIA Federal Credit Union, and also current board member of Great River Human Resources. How are you doing this afternoon, Kelly?
I'm good, Matt. How are you?
I'm doing great. So,
Good.
Kelly, and for those of you who are listening, we are going to be putting on Great River's Ignite HR Hot Seat, which provides an opportunity to learn more about leaders amongst our board, as well as members and sponsors of ours. And Kelly, are you prepared to participate in the hot seat questions I have for you today?
I'm ready.
All right, Kelly. So the first question I have for you is, what are your thoughts on hybrid work, and what is it both from a positive standpoint and perhaps a negative standpoint?
Sure. Yeah, I think that's a really great question, especially on the heels of coming out of the pandemic most recently. Um, I think we were forced to sort of like it, right, in certain aspects of it. And I think we've done a lot of learning throughout reacting to this pandemic. And there are definitely pros and cons. I would say the pros, in my experience, is definitely an increase in productivity, and it does help with work-life balance naturally. I think we've all kind of wished that that would happen, working at home, working in the office, having that mix. So I really do think that it helps with productivity. It helps for a happier workforce, but there are challenges to it. And I think that comes from more of the management side, maybe being forced to somehow figure out this new management style, how to engage your team a little bit more if you're not maybe all in the office on the same day, or if you have some working more from home than in the office. So I think just trying to build a culture around that and to manage that is good, because even if your employees are, productive and checking those boxes, you still need to make sure your workforce is happy as far as, being a cohesive team. So there's definitely pluses and some cons to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And my mindset, and I guess my preference dates all the way back to when I was in college. I could certainly work from home, but I've always just found that I'm just a little bit more productive if I force myself out of the house. And so
Yep.
I actually like going to the office, even though I could easily work from home. So,
Agreed. I agree 100%. Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
So next question I have for you, Kelly. What are your most favorite activities that you have done at RIA to help express how valued your team is to you?
Yeah, that's a really great question. And I would say, as far as team, I would define team for myself as the entire organization, just being an HR professional. I see as everybody as part of my team. So I think one of the most recent things we've done is try to really dial in a great culture. It's been a really exciting initiative that we've done here at RIA, is to create this culture club. So we have a committee that people put their names into a hat, and we randomly drew a committee, and it's up to them to come up with some really great things to say thank you and to appreciate our staff and to tie it into the mission of RIA and what our culture is. So it's a really exciting endeavor that I think is probably going to be my most exciting thing, as far as sharing that value for our team. But it's very new, so we're in kind of that honeymoon stage right now of inventing that and sharing all of that. So it's really created a lot of teamwork amongst some folks that haven't really gotten to work necessarily together in that regard. So that's one positive of it. And then just letting them own what is it that we as a staff want to do. So I can't own that myself as RIA or as a HR professional here at RIA, but it's definitely was a team effort that I was able to be part of, kicking off. So.
So what was the last event that you guys did that was more of like a team-wide thing?
Yeah. So we, to kick it off, a couple things that we did, we created some vouchers for our staff to take their families on a designated weekend in the fall, to, as a local pumpkin patch and an apple orchard and do all those fun things with their family, run into some coworkers. So that was our kickoff event. And then most recently for looking at my calendar, Employee Appreciation Day, we gave out certificates to our logo store so that people can proudly wear RIA gear and purchase some for themselves. So just really random things that we're doing to say thank you to our staff. So
Yeah, I like to go to the pumpkin patch, so that would have been fantastic.
right.
So last question I have for you, Kelly. What's the most common myth that you hear about HR that you actually find quite amusing?
I think one of the most common things I get is whether it's we have all the answers, immediate answers for, random problems that come up in the day. How do you fix culture? Like, are you going to bring a good culture here? And I think that's always kind of a myth that maybe leadership or companies think that HR has, this magic fairy dust of things that we can do to fix that, which I wish I did. But it's more of, helping them understand that we are a key part of that, as a strategic partner in how do we do this as an organization and not just from HR. So I think a lot of it can be stemmed from HR, but it's definitely a myth that it's just HR when in fact it's an organization-wide effort.
Yeah, and there's certainly no shortcut. There's no short game there.
No.
It's the long game, and yes, all parties need to be involved in it. So
Agreed.
Kelly, I want to thank you for participating in the hot seat today. Hopefully these questions weren't too hot for you. For those who are listening, if this is your first time seeing one of our podcasts, or if you've never attended one of the Great River membership events, which we both do in person and virtual events, please check us out at www.grhra.org. And Kelly, thank you again. I hope you have a fabulous afternoon.
Thanks, Matt.
All right, thank you.